Hi, today we're going to be talking about self-empathy, which basically means having empathy for yourself. Hi, my name is Ghaya Al-Barwani. What is empathy? Well, empathy is defined generally as relating to another person, relating to the way they feel and their perspective. Compassion is usually confused with empathy. And it's really closely related to empathy, it's just not. Empathy. Compassion is taking that feeling of empathy that you have and taking the action or helping the other person take the necessary action so that they can resolve the problem that they're going through. So, empathy is that feeling of wanting to help and looking at that feeling that builds that desire to help, and compassion is more the action that you take. Empathy is not sympathy. I know it sounds really weird that I'm defining everything, but we need to understand it all so that we can start practicing self-empathy. Sympathy is more, you are there, I am here. No. Empathy is we're here and we're together. It is a complete understanding of what it is. Even if it's not a complete understanding, but if someone is going through a hard time because they're not being recognized at work, for example. Even if I'm a housewife and staying at home, I can relate to it as, okay, I'm doing all this housework and I'm not being recognized by my family, for example. Looking for similar experiences so you can relate to the feeling and the perspective of the other person. So that's what empathy is. It does not mean that I take action to help them. That goes into the next step, which is compassion. So, my question to you is, how can you relate to other people if you can't relate to yourself? I mean, at the end of the day, how can I have an understanding of someone else's feeling or perspective if I don't understand my own feelings and my own perspective? That is where self-empathy comes in. In order to build the empathy muscle for other people, I first need to understand it within myself. So, what are the benefits of empathy? Why should I have empathy? Number one, it avoids misunderstanding. Because if I don't understand your point of view, I don't understand where you're coming from, then that leads to a lot of miscommunication and misunderstanding between us. When I can understand your point of view and I can assure you that I understand your point of view, then we can move forward into compassion and helping one another and moving forward. Again, self-empathy is different from self-compassion. Self-compassion means that I treat myself with the kindness and the concern and support I would my friend. That's self-compassion. Self-empathy is observing myself, or you observing yourself in an empathic manner, which means that I suspend judgment, I stop judging myself for feeling the way I'm feeling or reacting the way I'm reacting, and just be open with yourself. How can you build that self-empathy? There are many ways to do it. I mean, a lot of people use journaling to help them. Other tools that can be used are simple tools of basically stopping for a moment, just a little moment, and asking yourself, how am I feeling right now? I'll give you a simple hint. How am I feeling right now? I'm a little worried. Don't get me wrong, I'm feeling a little worried because I'm here in a video talking about self-empathy. And I'm scared that I may not be giving you the right message, so I'm a little concerned. What thoughts are going through your mind as you read this? Can you understand what I'm saying? Can you relate to what I'm saying? Is this question that I'm giving you relevant? Is the example that I'm giving you helpful? That's what's going on through my mind right now. What am I noticing about myself? What am I noticing about myself? It may look like I'm doing it with confidence, and I know how to overcome this feeling of worry and concern about being misunderstood, and I'm moving forward. So that's what I'm noticing about myself. I'm not changing the way I feel. I'm not changing the way I think. And I'm not changing the way what I'm noticing about myself. So that's where the non-judgment comes in. When I first started doing these exercises, I quite literally had my phone, don't have it with me right now, and I used to have an alarm. 3 times a day, 4 times a day, whatever it is, where I would stop, it would ring and say, how are you feeling right now? What are you thinking right now? What are you noticing about yourself right now? And I would answer those questions. Just so that I can observe and understand how I'm feeling, thinking, and noticing about myself at that point in time. I hope you find it useful. And if you want any help or any support to go through this exercise or any other exercise, please, or you just want to tell me how you're progressing, please contact me on raya@rayabarwani.com. Or if you want to know more about how I operate, you can contact me on www.rayabarwani.com. And please hit like and subscribe if you want to get to know more about these videos and more about these exercises. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.